Wow, you guys are good. I'm the last person I would have suspected, but I was looking for me all the time. It's the perfect crime.
Yeah, tell it to the judge, Pinky.
Hey everybody, it's EZScape. Welcome to the monthly reset where we go over current events and news going on in the speedrunning community. Our first story today is a conclusion to the Minecraft speedrunning cheating scandal that started all the way back in December of 2020. During this time, the Minecraft speedrun moderation team released their analysis of some of Dream's speedruns and concluded that his luck was statistically impossible based on the rate he was getting blaze rods and ender pearl drops. Oh, and if you're unsure who Dream is, he's currently one of the biggest gaming channels on YouTube, most well known for his Minecraft content and Manhunt series. Following the moderation team's investigation, Dream's initial response included him denying the allegations and claimed that the moderators had it out for him and were only exposing him to clout chase. He followed this up with his own response video where he hired a supposed Harvard professor to debunk the moderation team's claims that the odds of achieving his luck across 6 streams was 1 in 7.5 trillion. The assessment from his professor would later be debunked by several other physicists, and the best video I could recommend anyone to watch if they want to better understand why Dream's luck was so inconceivable is this video by Stand Up Maths, which breaks the situation down perfectly. The professor Dream hired would later amend his work explaining that there were mistakes in his original assessment and came to the conclusion that it is improbable that Dream didn't cheat. Dream would later remove his response video with no further mention on the topic, which left many like myself very confused. And then on May 30th, Dream posted a pastebin to Twitter explaining that he actually did cheat. I'll be skimming this document, but I'll have the pastebin linked in the description if anyone would like to look it over themselves. The first half of the document is Dream explaining most of what I've already discussed, which is that he said bad things about the mod team because he felt that they weren't being impartial towards him, and that the numbers that his professor came up with ended up being off. Afterwards, he explains, "At this point I was lost, and I was fairly confused about the whole thing, wondering what the other options were and exploring the possibilities. As much as I was confident that I didn't cheat, I had never explored the option that I possibly did." He claims that he was unknowingly using a mod to boost his drop rates, which is the same mod that him and his friends use in their challenge videos for convenience. He states that he never looked into this possibility of this being the case because, in quote, "I had plenty of valid reasons to believe that they weren't impartial, and had the mod team and I been completely friendly from the beginning, I believe it never would have gotten to the point that it did." So the question on everyone's mind is, did Dream actually cheat on accident, and was this an honest mistake? Or was he knowingly using this mod the entire time and is now trying to cover it up? There are some positive replies on his thread from individuals from the Minecraft community, like TommyInnit and Tubbo, but outside of this space in the wider speedrun and livestream communities, the response was pretty negative. But as always, I'm curious about all of your takes regarding this matter, and at the very least, I'm glad this drama is officially over. Okay, hey guys, it's EZScape from the future. Looks like we aren't actually done. As of a couple hours ago, Dream has posted another apology part 2, baby. Here we go. So in this document, he apologizes to the speedrun moderators, and then he apologizes directly to Geosquare, and we check over on Geosquare's Twitter. Says Dream and I are cool again. Glad we're seeing some closure today, with a crying smiley face. He then apologizes to the speedrunner Curryway for accusing him of cheating. He basically says that he shouldn't have said anything in his Twitch chat and should have left it up to the mods. He then apologizes for creating one of the biggest dramas in Minecraft speedrunning. Lastly, he states that he took down all of his submitted runs from speedrun.com and that he's looking to invest into the Minecraft speedrunning community with $50,000 and I think about $20,000 that he invested into Break the Record Live. The only place the discussion's really taken place on this topic is over on our Speedrun, so I'm going to scroll through and you guys can read through some of the comments that people are saying. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about in this subject. I'm done. Drama's over, okay? No more pastebins, no more Google documents, no more twitlongers. We're done with it. All right, we're done. Absolutely done. Moving on. Almost exactly 2 years ago, I made a video called The Luckiest Zelda Speedrun Ever, and to my surprise, this video ended up being a huge success, amassing over 4.6 million views. This video covered an unbelievable world record that was set in the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD 100% category, and to this day still contains the best luck anyone has ever gotten in this category. But I have to come clean about something. This thumbnail is clickbait. The odds of getting to run with this good of luck actually ended up being closer to 0.25%, not 1%. This was due to the combined luck of the Sploosh Kaboom minigame, finding the correct items in order at the auction house, and getting good Helmrock King boss fight patterns. As I was expecting, there were a ton of comments saying this run wasn't even that lucky, even at 2.5%, comparing that luck to encountering a shiny Pokemon. And while encountering a shiny Pokemon may technically be rare, imagine if each shiny Pokemon took you 4 hours to encounter, since this is how long a top runner would have to play before all RNG rules have taken place. So with this run having near perfect luck and only a few minutes of execution errors, the final time ended up being 5 hours, 34 minutes, and 53 seconds. And the new world record as of May 3rd, 2021 is 4 hours, 59 minutes, and 20 seconds by Mr. Alberto 23, which is over 35 minutes faster. So what happened? The first big trick discovered was a way to skip the Puppet Ganon fight, which is the second to last boss fight in the game. This is performed by precisely shooting a fire arrow underneath a platform to hit a morph, which ideally will bounce and burn the top off a warp pot so that it can be used without even completing the boss fight. The issue for speedrunners is the distance that morphs bounce is luck dependent, and there's only a 1 in 3 chance that one bounces the correct distance to hit the pot, which only added more RNG to the list of things that could save or lose time. Fortunately for speedrunners, some huge discoveries were made that would eliminate several of these luck elements, the first being a way to calculate the patterns in Sploosh Kaboom, which is this game's version of Battleship. This is made possible because when booting up Wind Waker HD, the seed that calculates RNG is always the same. But since it's constantly cycling through different values depending on what the player is doing in game, it is impossible to figure out Sploosh Kaboom patterns from the start of the game or anything like that, since it's way too precise. But what this does mean is that speedrunners can understand the order in which the boards they get will appear. So they made a tool that would allow them to enter their results from a single failed board, and in return the tool will estimate the likelihood of certain tiles being hits based on the overlap of the upcoming boards. If they click a tile and it ends up being a miss, the tool removes all boards that have hits on that tile and then finds the most likely hit until it figures out the exact board. This doesn't exactly save time overdoing the boards normally, but it does make the section a lot more consistent, and speedrunners are way less likely to reset. The next big glitch discovery was Paw Storage. This is performed by pressing the options menu the same time Link enters the loading zone while playing on a Wii U Pro controller, and the result is having the pause menu up while still being able to play in game. The main benefit of this is that speedrunners are now able to access the save and quit options during any in-game event. Some examples where this is beneficial is being able to save and quit during cutscenes. When the game is reloaded, the cutscene flag will now be set, skipping the cutscene entirely. The next benefit is being able to buy items for free in the auction house, nearly removing the luck element altogether. By activating Paw Storage at Beetle's shop, speedrunners are able to blindly move Link to the auction house. Since they can't see anything, they just buy whatever item is being sold at max price, which completely skips the bidding process. Then they save and quit the game at the same time they press A to receive the item, which allows them to keep the item before any rupees are removed, which means the auction house is now possible to be completed in only one segment earlier on. The only RNG involved in this section is getting a joy pendant, which speedrunners hope to avoid. But overall, this section is much more consistent than before. This is only a brief overview of some of the new strats and developments, and there are many more which I won't be covering, but if you're looking to learn more after watching this video, I would recommend checking out this video made by Luckiest, which explains everything in more detail. On the 26th of April, English Ben was doing a trilogy speedrun of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, and only 14 minutes in, he would experience one of the unluckiest moments ever seen in GTA speedrunning. In the old GTA games, you can do a glitch called insta-passing. The idea is that you start mission A, and then start mission B while mission A is still running. Most of the time your game will crash because obviously it's not intended, but if the offsets within the game's script line up in just the right way, you can instantly pass specific missions as soon as you start doing them by using this glitch. At the start of his run, Ben entered the Mike Lip's Last Lunch mission, and then used a cop car to activate the Vigilante side mission, causing the first mission to insta-pass. Then shortly afterwards, while performing a setup for the next insta-pass of the run, Ben would accidentally kill himself mid-setup, respawning at the hospital. He thought of a backup strat on the spot that would require a vehicle with a toggleable side mission, such as an ambulance, taxi, or cop car. However, because he has already used a cop car to skip a mission earlier, and there are no good taxi spawns nearby, Ben is forced to use the ambulance for his backup. The ambulance in GTA 3 actually has a 30% chance of being locked, which Ben had found 1 minute earlier while trying to use the ambulance to drive around looking for a taxi. Luckily on that occasion, a taxi happened to be driving past, however that was the last that we would see of Ben's good luck, as it would very quickly take a turn. Going for his backup strat, Ben tries to enter the ambulance, only to find once again it was locked. He then kills himself in order to reset all fixed spawns in the area, including the ambulance. He would once again find the ambulance to be locked for a third time in a row. His luck would only continue to get worse as he managed to find 8 locked ambulances in a row. With the chance of a locked ambulance being 30%, the odds of it happening 8 times in a row is 1 in 15,242, or 0.0066%. Luckily, in the 9th attempt, Ben would find the ambulance to be unlocked, by which point he had already decided the run was dead, but wanted to see how long his bad luck would continue for. In Titanfall 2, there's a tutorial room at the start of the single-player campaign known as the Pilot's Gauntlet. It is designed to teach the player vital mechanics such as using weapons, abilities, and movement mechanics like wall running and jet boosting. It also features a leaderboard in-game that shows off the player's best times. And as expected, speedrunners have taken it upon themselves to try and perfect the time as much as possible. The room is a run from start to finish and has obstacles to navigate and enemies that must be taken down. On the 1st of May, Cashmayo would set a new world record for the Gauntlet Speedrun, setting an 11.1, beating the previous record by 1/10 of a second. Despite it being an extremely short speedrun, new strats were recently found to save some time. Since the Gauntlet is a tutorial room, you're able to go through it as many times as you like, starting and finishing it in the same place. Runners used to start each run by using a grenade to frag boost up to full speed. However, as I just mentioned, once you finish a run, you end up back at the start. The new strat is to do a run and then frag boost at the very end to build up even more speed before you fly straight into another run, saving around a second over the previous frag boost method. And Cashmayo says with slightly more precise execution of things like wall kicks and airstrafes, a 10.9 is definitely possible, as Cashmayo did actually achieve this time but missed 2 targets, so it didn't count. On May 4th, a player named Skippy beat the any % world record for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, taking the world record away from Pidgey by 4/10 of a second without loads, and around 3 seconds when timed with loads. However, some keen-eyed speedrunners thought that the run felt a little slower than Pidgey's previous record, and by playing the run side by side, they would find a very strange reason as to why this was the case. The difference between Pidgey and Skippy comes down to the aspect ratio of the game. Pidgey played on 16:9, while Skippy played on 4:3. An active New Super Mario Bros. Runner named Curran discovered that while watching a cutscene approaching the path to the World 8 airship, Skippy's cutscene was much shorter than Pidgey's. It turns out that because he was playing on 4:3 resolution, the camera didn't have to pan up as far as 16:9 resolution does, saving around 2 seconds. It was then tested on every other cutscene in the game, but the World 8 airship cutscene would turn out to be the only cutscene that is affected. Although unfortunately this cutscene plays in every major speedrun category for the game, so runners will have to make the decision if they want to play on 4:3 for a free 2 seconds of time save. Also on May 4th, the Super Mario 64 tasks are known as dabs, released a new task world record for Super Mario 64, 1 key. In the 1 key category, the goal is to beat the entire game, collecting only a single key. This is achieved by first accessing Bowser in the Fire Sea to defeat Bowser and collect the key to the upstairs area of the game, before heading to Bowser in the Sky and defeating Bowser once again to complete the game. The previous record for this 1 key task was a 420.75 by Isaac A. way back in November 2019. However, Dabs has discovered a different approach for Bowser in the Sky that saves almost 5 seconds by performing a precise backwards long jump much earlier in the level than in the previous record. There was, however, a milestone that the community was hoping to hit, and that milestone was 420.69 for obvious reasons. So before Dabs would upload the new record, he would first upload the nice % task, which just so happens to lose a few seconds at the start in order to achieve the first 420.69 1 key time, achieving the milestone the community was hoping would one day become a reality. He then uploaded his actual new record, a time of 4:15.77, almost a full 5 seconds improvement over the previous fastest task. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave a like as it's the best way to show support. These monthly highlights is a series my editor jawibae and I have been working on for a while now to keep you all updated on what's going on in the speedrunning community, and we're looking forward to making even more. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave it in the comments, but that's all I have to say for today. Also, make sure you subscribe for more speedrunning related content, and as always, I hope you all have a beautiful life.